There comes a moment in every chosen one's journey when they finally realize they are not like everyone else. They move differently, think differently, and feel differently. While others find comfort in crowds, noise, and constant social energy, chosen ones find themselves feeling drained, uneasy, or spiritually overwhelmed when surrounded by too many people. Not because they are shy, antisocial, or difficult, but because their purpose pulls them toward depth, stillness, and divine alignment. Chosen ones are built with a different kind of sensitivity, a spiritual awareness that most people cannot understand. They feel energy before words are spoken. They read intentions before actions unfold. They sense motives even when mouths stay silent. And because of this heightened sensitivity, being around many people becomes spiritually heavy. Their soul cannot function properly in loud environments filled with mixed energies and conflicting intentions. Chosen ones thrive in quiet spaces where their mind is clear, their spirit is open, and their intuition is sharp. Their purpose requires focus, and focus requires peace. In every generation, those with a divine calling were set apart. Moses was separated. David was isolated in the fields. Joseph was removed from familiar spaces. Separation is not punishment. It is preparation. And chosen ones cannot be around a lot of people because their destiny requires clarity that crowds cannot provide. Crowds carry no. Chosen ones often walk alone because the path they walk was never meant to hold many feet. They carry wisdom, insight, and spiritual depth that others may misunderstand or feel threatened by. Their light exposes the hidden intentions of those who pretend to love them. Their confidence disturbs those who rely on false strength. Their peace irritates people who thrive on drama. Their spiritual clarity makes others confront their own insecurities. This is why some people distance themselves, why others envy silently, and why many feel uncomfortable around chosen ones without knowing why. Their presence reveals what others try to hide, and because of this, chosen ones must protect their space carefully. They cannot afford to be everywhere. They cannot afford to be around just anyone. Their energy is valuable, and their spirit is expensive. Not everyone can afford access to a chosen one. Chosen ones are not meant to blend in. Their destiny is too unique, their calling too significant, and their assignment too heavy. They outgrow people easily because they evolve quickly. They think deeper, feel deeper, and rise higher. They cannot pretend to fit into environments that no longer match their spiritual frequency. They cannot shrink to make others comfortable. They cannot dim their light to satisfy insecure souls. And so they find themselves drifting away from crowds, even without trying. God removes people to protect their peace. He closes doors to protect their purpose. He separates them from noise so they can hear his voice clearly. Elevation always requires isolation, and chosen ones understand this more deeply as time goes on. Their love is pure, their loyalty strong, and their hearts sincere. And because of that purity, they attract people who want to take from them, but rarely give back. Takers gravitate toward givers. Drainers gravitate toward uplifters. Broken souls gravitate toward healers. But chosen ones cannot allow themselves to be emptied by people who only come to take. And so God prunes their environment, removing those who threaten their peace and draining those who attach themselves for selfish gain. Chosen ones learn to embrace solitude, not as loneliness, but as alignment. They find purpose in quiet spaces. They grow in stillness. They hear divine direction when the world is silent. And they discover that their greatest transformations happen when no one is watching. They understand that being alone is not a weakness. It is a spiritual strategy. Because chosen ones carry influence. They carry vision. They carry generational purpose. They carry spiritual insight. And gifts like these cannot operate properly in crowded, chaotic environments. Their destiny requires protection. Their spirit requires boundaries. Their purpose requires separation. Not everyone can walk with them. Not everyone can understand them. Not everyone can stay in their life. The circle becomes smaller, the path becomes narrower, and the journey becomes more focused. And that is exactly how it is meant to be. When chosen ones try to force themselves into large groups, something inside them feels off. Their spirit becomes heavy. Their energy becomes drained. Their intuition becomes clouded. Not because the people are bad, but because the environment does not match their calling. They were designed for depth, not noise, for truth, not gossip, for purpose, not popularity, for authenticity, not crowds. And once they accept this truth, they stop apologizing for being different. They stop explaining why their circle is small. They stop feeling guilty for needing space. They stop forcing themselves into rooms their spirit has outgrown. They learn that solitude is the birthplace of power. Silence is the classroom of wisdom. Stillness is the training ground for destiny. A chosen one understands that their purpose is too powerful to be mixed with the wrong crowd. Their spirit is too rare to be surrounded by too many people. Their assignment is too important to be distracted by noise. Their life is too valuable to be shared with everyone. So if you feel uncomfortable in crowds, if your circle keeps getting smaller, if God keeps removing people from your life, if you feel drained around many people but peaceful when alone, understand this. You are not broken. You are not strange. You are not antisocial. You are chosen. And chosen ones cannot be around a lot of people because their future is too big, their spirit is too sensitive, their calling is too important, and their destiny is too great to be surrounded by the wrong energy. Your separation is not rejection. Your isolation is not punishment. Your solitude is not emptiness. It is protection. It is preparation. It is alignment. It is elevation. You are being set apart for something greater. And that is why the chosen cannot stay where the crowds gather. Your light is different. Your spirit is different. Your path is different. And your destiny requires distance from anything that tries to dim it. You are chosen, and that alone separates you